Tom in Cincinnati, Becky in Orlando. When these people come and attack our love channel, did they make you feel scared, panicked, confused? Of course, this is typical, classic cult leader. They just want to destroy you and all of our love because it's all about feelings. How did they make you feel? That is the doctrine of Clare. Feelings and love. Zero, Colossians a zero scripture. 0.10% of 1% of scripture. The rest is feelings and love. How did you feel, Becky, when that man came over here and said that I was a cult leader and a Satanist and I sang songs by witches? Which, by the way, is true. But that's how this is Becky. Don't you know this is all about love? This is what she does. So what she's doing here is reinforcing who she has left, which is still quite a bit, but she wants to make sure. So she's got familiar Jesus addressing the followers firsthand. Again, doing what? Testifying for Clare, which God would never do for any man. We are told to go out and testify of Jesus Christ. Here is Clare, here is Jesus, familiar Jesus, testifying for another human being. Ridiculous.
Of peace, confusion, lies, manipulation, and false accusations.
Unprovable.
Questionable interpretations of the scriptures.
Questionable interpretation of scriptures. Well, Clare, can you refute it? The challenge stands. Debate me. Can you refute it? No? Okay, so what you're doing is just continuing to say stuff. So I got to do something here. We got to take a break. This is... Oh, look at this. Babies and puppies. Oh, yes, we needed a break, so I'm just doing a palate cleanser here. Oh, he loves puppies. Oh, more puppies. All right, sorry about that. Sometimes when you're doing this, you got to get away and you got to take a look at some cute stuff. It's, like I said, a palate cleanser, but we'll move on here and listen to what Clare says next, and we keep going.
For many of them live in high-risk areas of the country and will not be spared. If you want to recognize those who are in league with Satan, here is your chance to observe their tactics. But I do not wish for you to argue doctrine with these.
Okay, now that is vital, key, telling. She just said, don't argue doctrine. Can you, somebody with discernment, intelligence, and a love for God, can you imagine a life without arguing, reasoning, debating doctrine with other human beings? I shudder to think of this. The entire New Testament is about Paul, Peter, all the disciples doing what? Arguing, debating, and reasoning Scripture. We are told to go out and do this. We are commanded to go out and do this. Right at this point, I would bring you Scripture, giving you examples of debating and arguing. But it would take this video into a 5-day video because basically all I would have to do is read you the entire New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is filled with Jesus teaching, arguing, debating, and reasoning the gospel. That's all we're here to do. Very telling that she said this. She can't do this, so she wants you to also not do this. It is the keystone of what we are to do after we come to Jesus Christ, to become sound in doctrine and to go out and become fishers of men. And so, to do this, you must know Scripture. Give testimony. Give an account for the joy that is within you. Ugh, very telling. What do you think, Robert? I think Robert Powell would agree. So watch this next part here as she uses again psychology. Listen to this real carefully.
They see you as stupid for loving me.
Has anybody ever come to any of the followers and say, you're stupid for loving Jesus? See, she points this is pure psychology against her followers in order to keep them captive. And that's all it is. They say you're stupid for following me. No, familiar Jesus. We say that these people aren't even necessarily stupid for following Clare. Now, the ones who intentionally and willfully follow Clare, yes, they are stupid. After hearing sound doctrine and still abiding in the doctrine of Clare, they are stupid. But for those who are entrapped by her spells, for those who are entrapped by her witchery and false doctrine and heresies, they are not stupid. They are the ones in need of rescue. And that's why me and a couple other people come at Clare with sound doctrine. We don't dare say that the lambs of Christ are stupid. Oh my goodness. But here's Clare at her best. All right, so we're wrapping up here. Thanks for staying with me. Now we're going to come to the comedy part of this. And when I point it out to you, you're going to see it. But we're wrapping up Clare's video, and we're coming to the end. Now she's talking to me, and she gives a warning, and she takes it kind of to a new level. Very descriptive here. So give it a listen.
You were deceived by his empty promises. You have nothing to look forward to in hell but a solitary prison cell with several demons trained in dismembering your bodies.
Did you hear that? Okay, she just said that there are demons in hell who are trained in dismembering bodies. So the first thing, of course, being with the background in psychology is, are there demons who have been trained to dismember bodies? And if so, what would that be like? Did they have classes where you could sign up on how to properly dismember a body? And if so, is there a wrong way to dismember a body? In other words, say we have a demon named Chuck, and Chuck ripped off the arm of a human in the attempt to dismember him, whereas the instructor demon said, no, 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 Chuck, you're doing it all wrong. Get over here. I'm going to show you how to properly dismember a human being. Is there a proper way to dismember? Or do they just kind of jump in and start ripping off arms and legs? I don't know. Maybe they're told, Chuck, the way you got to do it is first you twist the arm, then jerk downward for a proper dismemberment. And by the way, that's my Chicago accent that I'm using. This is so ridiculous. Demons trained in proper dismemberment. This is ridiculous. So again, but here we go. And what else does she say?
Applying the fire.
And applying the fire. Does fire need to be implied? Or do you just hurl somebody in a pool of lava fire? That's my guess. But apparently they're trained in how to apply fire and how to properly dismember somebody. So again, this only adds to the ridiculous of Clare's teaching. But also, it kind of shows you how dumb everything that she's saying is. And it just adds to the pile of her ridiculous doctrine. So as we sign off here, I ask for those of you who truly love Jesus Christ, abide in his doctrine. I hope that I've demonstrated the silliness of this woman. And on a further note, I'm actually working on a video right now, the greatest hits of Clare, where I'm going to actually just play sound bits from her own videos in a plethora of just ridiculous things that she has said over the course of her short ministry here on YouTube. And I don't think a lot of people realize the absolute blasphemous and dumb things that she said about Jesus Christ and about the things that she says Jesus Christ has said. So as we sign off here, we're going to play you out again with a ridiculous thing that she said in this video. And otherwise, God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.
You have nothing to look forward to in hell but at a solitary prison cell with several demons trained in dismembering your bodies and applying the fire